What is going on, guys? Sean Don is back with a technical analysis again, 2 in 1 day. That's right, double whammy. Here we have Drew Harper, a Division III weight throw hammer thrower, the school record holder at Rutgers Camden, the alma mater of my buddy Tim Van Loo, Division III record holder in the javelin. So yeah, here's Drew throwing the weight. He sent me a few different videos to look at and pick from, which is a great idea on his part. Got to give him props there. It gives me a better idea of what he needs to fix and what his average throw looks like. So I thought this was the best looking one, but also offered some good perspective on what he can fix to throw farther. This is also a rarely seen side view video analysis. This is going to be great for you guys to see because normally all the videos I analyze are from the back of the circle. So this gives you a different perspective of what is going on. So let's get into it. Good rhythm. I like the rhythm. Okay. What's cool about that rhythm though is that it can be much improved. Much improved. So breaking it down. Nice long relaxed arms. Sling start. Good stuff there. Okay, so starting off, like I said, if you guys have watched my How to Throw Weight Like a Boss video, I say don't wind the weight, so he's already off to a good start there. And but the way that you do this sling start is not exactly ideal. It's not the most efficient. So this dramatic swing upward, and then the dramatic swing downward, and then the start could be improved. So what goes up must come down, and in that How to Throw Weight Like a Boss video, I talk about how a flatter orbit is generally better for the weight. And it's hard to do that because you do need to have a good amount of upper body strength, shoulder strength, postural strength, posterior chain strength, whatever you want to call it, back. The back needs to be strong, shoulders need to be strong, but at the same time you need to relax the arms, so it's hard. And one thing that I think helps fix the sling start and makes it even better is a flatter sling start, if you guys understand what I mean. So in this video, like I said, there's this big upswing, and then this big downswing, and then it comes back down after it goes up one more time back there, and then goes down and breaks posture. So a good thing to do is to think about coming more across the body. So let's see if I can work the video and move my mouse at the same time. So rather than bring the ball up and down, just bring it flat around you. And I know it's hard to envision this, and I guess you could refer to a video of myself. I feel like that's a shameless plug. Not to say that I am the best hammer thrower or best weight thrower or have the best weight throw technique, but in terms of what I think is right, obviously that's what I'm going to try to aspire to do. So if you look at my videos of me throwing weight, I take a much flatter approach. I don't go so much up and down, and after it hits this, so don't be so dramatic right here. So I'd say maybe like the highest you want to get the ball is about there, just about there, belly button height, and then from there bring it around back to the right flat, keeping your hands up and keeping your weight loaded on this left side. So this is the one downfall of this side view, is it's hard for me to tell where your shoulders and hips and weight are in relation to the ball and the different parts of the throw. I mean, I have a slight clue. I've refined my eye enough to be able to tell a little bit, but it's not as easy as if it were a back view. So yeah, like I said, try to bring the ball flat around you back to the right. Really load up. Like if you just saw my last technical analysis video with Thomas Zweimuller, I said keep more weight on that left side in the wind. Same thing in the sling start. You want about 70% of your weight on that left side, left shoulder, back over this left hip, over this left heel. And then you want to open up your shoulders and almost be facing this back wall over here. Okay? So as the ball comes back, turn your head back, look at that right wall, open up your shoulders. Stay back on this left side, a lot of things going on here, and then keep your hands up, keep the ball flat. So then as you do that, also, side note, posture. That's the next big thing I'm going to talk about. So if you do that start like I'm talking about, and you can see it in, I think, both of my USA weight throws from the past 2 years, 2018 and 2017, I do a very similar sling start, I believe. I'll have to go back and check and reference, and then check the description, and I'll let you know if I'm right or not. But so this ball comes up, and then immediately it's going to come back down. And in that How to Throw Weight Like a Boss video, I speak about posture and how you want your hips underneath your shoulders and your shoulders back over your hips. It's two ways to say the same thing, but at the same time, most people either they don't get it. It really is both parts. Your shoulders need to be back over your hips, and your hips need to be forward. And so you can see, so like right here, and I guess you guys haven't really seen a weight throw video from me from the side, so you don't know exactly quite what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll have to post one of those soon. But so in this sling start, you really want to solidify your posture. So squeeze your glutes forward, lock your hips in, and then you should do most of the turning and rotation from the upper body, not so much from the hips. But so you squeeze your glutes, you lock it in, you flatten out this sling start. Man, it's 6 minutes in the video and I haven't even gotten through the entry. That's how important the entry is, kids. That's how important it is. So as the ball comes flatter around, but instead it comes down, and because of that, you sit your hips back and down and away from the ball, and that is inefficient. A lot of coaches say, oh, sit down, sit back, all this other stuff. I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm just saying that the way in which they let it happen is inefficient. Once your posture breaks, and I've said this in a million videos, once your posture breaks, you're going to land late, which is one of your biggest problems outside of the posture thing. You land late, your left side takes over, another problem you have, and then it only gets worse and worse from there, and you're also going to track down the left side of the circle a little bit, down that left sector line more so than the right sector line, which I think we can't exactly tell from this view, but you can get a little hint if you look at your feet throughout the circle as the video goes on. So, like I said, flatter sling start entry is going to be number one. Water break. Pause for a second. And then, flatter sling start for entry, better posture, squeeze those glutes in, don't sit those hips back. So this right there. So the same thing, your hips should stay probably right about there throughout the whole sling start, not coming forward so much because your weight shifted forward. But hips should stay right about there, and then shoulders should start going back at this point just a little bit. Shoulders back over the hips more, working that right side, really pushing that right hand, using this right hip, which you can't see because your left hip's in the way, and then that right oblique, keeping your hands up, pushing flat across, really driving that right leg out and using this right side to go around the left side. The left side is the axis, the right side is the engine. Once again, something I repeat quite often. But because that does not happen, the ball drops. Posture is broken, hips are back, shoulders are forward, and then from there, the left side takes over a little bit, and see, so this is what I'm talking about. This left hip, it's hard to see the depth perception, but it's there. So your left hip is right here, and it's going to shift back about, not only back this way, but back towards the wall. It's going to shift away from the ball about probably a foot as the ball goes left. And like I said, that's inefficient. You want to keep the distance between your hips and the ball the same distance. You don't want to create artificial length. This artificial length is inefficient. But otherwise, I mean, you do a decent job turning with the ball. Once again, it's hard to see for sure. That left side opens just a little early. The head opens up just a little early, and this right side is just a little bit behind. Just a little bit, though. Overall, it's decent. It's not some crazy left side opening, right side totally behind thing. But it is still there a little bit, and I think that's an effect of your posture breaking and the ball being too low in the entry and your hips being back. So at this point, you should be thinking about driving your hips towards the ball, squeezing your hips towards the ball, hips towards hands. And as you come through single support, like I said, that posture is broken, and this is the telltale sign that posture breaks, is this late catch on the first turn. You can see your right foot comes all the way around. So you're doing heel turn. I've said before, that is a hard thing to do off the start, because you do need to kind of sit back to get that weight back onto the heel, but it just comes more from the shoulders, less from the hips. So then you come around and you catch late. Alright, and then from here, the only way to keep tension with the ball is to pull that left side more. So watch this left side open up just a little bit more. Yep, same thing. Left side's more open ahead of the ball, right side is more back behind the ball, and you can see weight is back on that right side more so than on the left side. And then the same stuff is going to happen from here on out, so that left side takes over and it's just going to get worse and worse. So once again, catching late, once again over rotation with the foot in relation to the ball, especially late is past 270, which is generally, that's a late catch, I'd say. Mostly around 270 or just before it is ideal. But so you catch late again, and then what do you got to do to keep up with it? Like I said, left side takes over more, and you can see left foot's open more, and right foot is back even more. And you're just tracking slightly through the left side of the circle, like I said. Hard to tell from this angle, but it's there. And then there's just a little preparation for the finish. You can see you rise up and tension, you start to create tension through your upper body, and you can see this tension in the lower body too, because his right leg becomes stiff and it comes around and there's not much knee bend in it. It's not very active. It's just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then it comes down late once again. So relation to the ball, you don't come around as much with this last step, but at the same time your ball position is once again after 270, which is classified as late. So sorry if I'm sounding like a harsh critic right now, but like I said, there's a lot of things you can change in here, and there's a lot of distance to be gained in this throw. It is relatively inefficient. You're a big, strong guy, and yeah, there's definitely another meter or two in there for sure, especially if you get these things ironed out. Just catch late, and then you can even see in your finish, your left side is dominant. As you pull back this left shoulder, if I could see a back view of your left shoulders, but or most of your weight's back on that right side, and then you kind of backhand the finish, and you come across the body. You can see this. This is a sign that your left side is doing a lot of the work. And you see where you're at in the circle. What would be the left sector, you're driving down that line rather than going down the right sector, which is an indicator that you're using more of your right side and your posture is not breaking. So, like I said, all your videos were pretty much the similar things. Really, if you can just iron out this start, I'd say use me as a reference, or Lance Deal is another great example. I'm trying to think who else. Those, I'm biased, so I'd say those are my two favorite, myself and Lance Deal. You know, just, what a humble guy I am. But in all seriousness, changing up this entry and the sling start and keeping your posture, keeping your shoulders back over the hips is going to be huge. You're going to catch earlier, you're going to work longer, it's going to be easier, you're going to feel more tension in the good way, you're going to be able to use your right side better, use your strength better, you look like a strong guy, and you got a nice mustache it looks like too. You'll catch earlier, I already said that, and you'll track more down the right side. I'm sure you might have a tendency to throw down the left sector as well, just a guess, I don't know, but yeah, it's all in the start. If you start good, you finish good, usually, as long as you don't mess it up in between. But, yeah, flatten out that entry, lock that posture in, and Drew, you're going to be setting some PRs and hopefully some more school records this year. And overall, the orbit for the throw is a little steep, I think. But, like I said, once you get that posture locked in, here, things and flatten this out, 2 and 3 are going to become a little flatter. So, alright, thanks for watching, Drew. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. Always here to help. As for anybody else out there, if you enjoyed this video or have any questions, comment down below, let me know. If you guys want a technical analysis of your own, go to my website, www.seandonley.biz. $15 for an in-depth technical analysis where I will break down your throw frame by frame. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace out. Until next time.